Hi guys, welcome back to Work Project Hobbies. My name is Edmund from Malaysia. So we know that today is the launch day for the old world. So we can see that now finally most of us can get into hand for the Tomb King and also Bretonnia. So for me, since I play Tomb King, this is what I get for this time. And of course for the core rulebook that we know that it's most important to start the old world. So here is technically is more like the box opening session and review, and also it's like a brief technically a brief vlog to see that if you are old player or even you're a new player, what you can expect from the new book, and also if you want to start an army, actually what you should get. And also in the same time, most important, I think a lot of people have a lot of questions. Wow, if I start an old world, I need to get have to get 3 books. First is the core rule book, so you can get it from the starter box, or you can get it separately. Then another one is technically is the army book of the good and the bad, and lastly is technically your army faction focus book. So this time we also will go through it, and also we'll review back again the coming back faction focus dice also. So let's check it out. This channel is sponsored by the Underground Hobby Shop. Please check out the link below. So once you click into the link, you can look through their Lazada link, which is the online merchant. From there, you can buy GW plastic, miniatures, or even paint. Not only that, they also have other variants products. You can feel free to check them out. So our first opening, definitely we're going to see the starter box first. So this is one of the famous army. It's actually the first 2 choice you can choose. Either you can choose Bretonnian box or technically the Tomb King starter box. So this time we're going to start box opening this. So here we can see now we have a short review. This is actually the front cover of the box, and this is actually the side. The side can see graphic art for the zombie dragon. On top is technically a priest. So behind here, technically you can see a whole big review what's inside the box. So we can see that here they provide technically you have 1 new hero on the zombie dragon, which is actually the all new scout. Then you also get 3 chariot, and here you also get another 40 tomb warrior, 20. Then after that you also get technically warrior on mount, technically on horse. So technically you get 16, which is come in 8 and another 8. Lastly, archers you get 2, so technically is 16. So this is technically the unit. So from the side you can see this also comes up with the zombie dragon. So once we open the box, it's really a huge box to be frank. This is actually quite a big amount of box. Okay, so now we're gonna open the box. So once we open the box, you can see inside we have actually the old ruler. Technically you can see here, it still have the timestamp is still 1995. That is focus. Okay, so you can see it's GW 1995. So I think they're using back the old mold and they're gonna reprint it. So here technically you can see this is an 18 inches ruler. So it's easy for measurement in case you want to do a charge and etc. So I was kind of surprised they actually give this kind of bag inside. This is the first time. Here you can see there's horses. I believe it's for the chariot, and also for the unit for those that if you need those mounted warrior. So let's take out the sprue one by one. So this is also a template sprue. So here I believe when we use magic or even those ability, we definitely will use this. So this is also one of the set that we're gonna give. This is more horse. This is the giant sprue of the zombie dragon. So it's really cool pieces. Technically it's a whole 2 sprues. You can here have a closer look. Then now this come on the hero mounted. So I believe this is a sprue. Total there's a 16, so I believe that we have 4 set of this. Yes, correct. So total we have 4 set. This is also, by looking at it, this is also old sprue. You can see here the timestamp is 2002. You can see all this is nicely. Then of course we have chariot. Chariot they come in 3, so technically we have 3 set of this. So one is technically 1 chariot. Then here comes for the archer sprues. So I believe archer sprues count is for both warrior and also the mounted one. So you can see here they give total also 4 sprues. No, actually it's 5 sprues. So the total come in 5 sprues. So this come that in future you also have the flexibility, you can build archers or even warriors. So now comes is for the warrior sprues. Warrior sprue we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9 sprues, and here's another one more. This is a 10. Oh, no, this is actually also a mounted sprue. So here is more warrior. So each come 4 of the tomb warriors. So here we can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Total there's 18 sprues. So here enough for your 40 warriors, and is another 32 archers if it's, the max is correct. So this is all the sprues. It's really a huge box. So now let's go inside to see what's else inside the box. So inside the box, after that we can see they show finally the Warhammer the Oval logo. So inside finally we have, they say this is a limited edition called Rulebook, but from the cover it looks quite simple. And this is also a simple one sheet rules, quick guide, so that when we play we can look through also. Then this is, I believe, is technically an assembly guide to tell you how instruction how you should build your Tomb King. Oh, they even have this special rules for the zombie dragons, and also all the unit that inside. Actually, this is very kind and quite nice. So even though you doesn't have the let's say you doesn't even have the Arcane book, or I assume you didn't even have the Ravening Hearts, you actually can still refer this to play. But highly advisable, I believe that you still need Ravening Hearts to see those other features. Here is come for the other bases. So this is coming chariots, and the zombie dragons also a huge one. This is finally, we say everything go up to 25mm bases. Now everything is it's getting bigger. Then also normal dice with scatter dice. So this is technically the Tomb King starter box, the entire content. So this is overall. After this we're gonna check out other things. So I'm gonna put it back later, so that I can arrange it. Okay, so this is technically the army rulebook. So we're gonna have a quick glance through inside, and we can see actually what we could expect in this rulebook. So that if you guys planning get into the oval, you also can expect actually if you get this core rulebook, what you can see inside. Is it the rules, and also we have a sneak peek of everything. So you can see now this is the old rulebook. The rulebook size is quite thick. Then finally this we have a quick guide. So this quick guide here, you can see that now we have simple 4 pages. It actually tells us the main phase, shooting phase. Technically everything you play in the game, this is actually like a small quick sheet. So we can here to look through and maybe to refer this one for the quick game. So this is finally 2024, our brand new Warhammer the Oval book. I actually have the old rule book, so we here can have a comparison. Here is actually the 08 edition Warhammer the Oval. This is the rule book. So you can see the thickness actually is slightly different as we see from the top. This one probably have extra 20%, but overall this is cool. Sometimes doesn't mean the book is thicker the better, because we actually hope things is getting more simple and easy to play. So this is like a good comparison, and also we can see what to expect. So now let's glance through the interior. So for the inside, this is let's look through the content. So in content here we can see now, of course, here they introduce the lore, actually quite good. Almost 86 pages of giving stories. So finally the rules is start from 91 all the way is actually quite a lot of rules until probably around 229. So actually we also have some terrain rules, and here we'll introduce us the armies and the battle, and technically even the magic and magic items. So this is actually like a quick guide of everything. So introduction here, you can see here is here show you the old world. They also showcase you the green skin and also the high elves. So here also will tell you the guide actually what you need, everything. Then they also show you the old world of legends. I believe here is to introduce you those times that maybe the old world god still exists and the big wars that actually happen. So here also show you the war against the chaos, the first chaos war. And finally here we have an overall map for the old world. So here, if you guys can see, there's a lot of banner, especially for Bretonnians, and also you can see some Tomb King's banner too. Then this is the times of legend. You can see all of the era. Then now we also can see there's introducing of the Strath and Nagash, some cool artwork back in the old world, introducing of the Sigmars. And now here they start to army by army, they introduce Bretonnians. And they also show some backstories of the Bretonnian on the lore on that time. Then you can see Wood Elf. Actually almost every single army they try to introduce you some. So here I'm gonna just glance through. Then of course there's a green skin, and there's Tomb King, and we have Chaos Warrior, Beast of Chaos. Then finally here it shows you the really cool artwork. I believe this is back in the days. This is probably one of the old starter set, maybe 4th edition, where dwarf versus goblins. Then here we'll show you how to use the template and the rules, and how formation unit actually works. Then technically this is formation to glance through how the movement and charge gonna affect. And so here is just a quick glance through. We're gonna look through it. So here we have small weapons choice, and introduce you all the weapon stats and also the things. So it's like you also have a flexibility. You can arm different kind of weapon as long as you pay for the points. So even war machines. And here introduce you behind here. What I love is because now here they start to give you showcase. They introduce you what's the old world like, and here also we can have a glance through. Probably there's a new model, probably there doesn't. So here we can have a quick look through. So let's start from the beginning. So here Empire of Mans, we can all see this is probably all the new sculpts. So far we didn't see anything new hero, anything. I think they try to highlight that you technically all your old armies are still quite relevant. So we can always use back. So Steam Tank technically is Griffin, Knight, Freemans. Then this is for Bretonnians. Of course now here they have a new hero and new BSB. Others all is pretty much still quite relative the same. Then this is Wood Elf, and finally they bring back actually the smaller treatment, metal, and you can see War Dancers, you can see Way Watchers, almost all classic scout. We even have technically I'm not sure, is it Scout on Warhawk? Then now we have High Elf. High Elf is very great, they actually bring back those range, so some that we miss we also can get. Then this is Orc and Goblins, also bunch of old classic miniatures. Then here you can see other infantries. Then here finally is the Dwarf. So I actually have a Dwarf army too, so later we also can just check, let you guys to check it out. Finally our beautiful Khemri, you can see we actually have a brand new hero. Then here actually they did not show us others miniatures. I also hope the Karen is coming back in to be ordered soon. Of course we know Usapti is now always available, and of course also the Necrophix. So Warrior of Chaos. Wow, this is actually a Chaos Troll, it's quite rare. Probably it's gonna be back on available soon also. Then now they show you the battlefield of each army, and wow, actually it's a good inspiration of when we do terrain also, especially look at the Khemri tower. Then now they introduce you the terrain, and here you can see they brief you how you should build an army. Technical character maximum is just 50%, core is at least 25%, special unit 50%, rare is 25%, mercenaries is actually 20%, allies 25%, or technically you may spend on a single ally contingent. So here you can see actually how we can build a 2000 point army, and of course we also can upgrade another to 2500, or even future we can play a bigger range, but of course we see how the rules it is. Probably they came out more guideline, or they will update for us. So here we see the regiments and more. Then technically how we score victory points. And now here behind is actually more deployment plans we can choose to play. It's actually very cool. They even have Lonely Tower and Command and Control, so in future technically this is also, I hope they also take in account to do siege. So far I have not seen anything yet, but we always stay wishful, who knows, you get something. So this is probably it. Then here is Realm of Magic, and then this is overall the end of it. Overall I'm quite happy with this. This is actually quite solid. Aesthetically it's a core rulebook. For my perspective, if you are new in the hobby, actually no worry, you can always start from the technically the army that you start. You can always go through this. As you play, you learn. Of course, in the starting, those complex movements, or even those changes, you can always ask your friendly manager, the storekeeper, or even so you also can double check with those veterans. Especially those players with 8th edition, I believe they're actually quite familiar the most. And it's actually, to be honest, this is a little complex game, but there is a flavor into it. So if you really like ranks, or even you charge by strategy going turn-based, this is going to be what you like. And of course, when we play armies, we also very enjoy those things that come in ranks, and we can go charge in. Everything's for strategy and also timing. So this is also one of the things that you may consider to come into this hobby. So coming up next, we're gonna review is technically the book that introduced good and the bad. So they actually, once after the core rule book, if you are likely to get a hobby, here is a stew book that you must check it out. So what they say, if you buy 2 books, you can make a combined art, but I see for the rule book, maybe it's not really the case. So technically, if you play, they technically focus on few armies. So here you can check. So if you play Remaining Horde, or technically Tomb King, definitely is under this book, cause here including Orcs and Goblin tribes, Warrior of Chaos, Beastman, and lastly is technically our Tomb King. So sadly, our Vampire card did not make it to this book, but no worry, cause GW actually made a lot of love for Death. We have all brand new Scout of Soulblight. So when the launch time, which is you can always try to check out the PDF. I have not checked out PDF yet. Later I also look through, and maybe I also make a fun vampire count army also. So for the good guy, or the so-called Forces of Fantasy, they actually have 5 army you can choose. Dwarf, Empire, Bretonnian, Wood Elf, and of course High Elf. Here also, sadly for some, they say, oh, why Dark Elf did not able to make it, but never mind, cause we can always also get in from PDF. So let's look through first from the Forces of Fantasy. So same Forces of Fantasy, let's check out here. Of course, standard is showcased by the oval map, a very nice logo. So in content, technically it shows that if you guys want to play Dwarf, Empire, Bretonnian, Wood Elf, or High Elf, so this is technically an introduction, and if it's pretty much is a supplement book if you want to play a focus army. So starting will come from Dwarf. Will show you that the Grand Army composition, technically characters, core, special, rare, mercenaries, allies, and also your BSP. So here technically the stat, you can see this is for Dwarf Lord. You guys can always pause the channel and have a close look. Then this is of Stone, a shield bearer. Anvil of Doom. And here also, I believe this is all the rune spells that those dwarf you can use. You guys also can check it out. So for Dwarf Runesmith, and also Slayers of Legend, Slayers of Demons, Slayers of Dragon, technically variants of Slayers. Then here technically is the Engineer. So here is the Engineer, then this is the Chaos Board. So let's continue. I changed the angle slightly so you guys have a slightly closer look. So here is technically the Dwarf Runesmith, and here is technically the Slayers. You guys can always pause to look through of the Slayers. Then next we can go is technically Dwarf Engineers. Of course, below there's more variants. You can try to check it out. And this is just the normal Dwarf Warrior. This is for Longbeards. Also the stat you guys can check out from here. Then this is Quarrels and Thunderer. So technically this is where you get your range. I kind of shocked that if you put them together, probably this is pretty much close to the same. Then of course Rangers. Wow, finally we have Rangers back. So technically we might have hope for Bucksman. And I also hope that when they come back, they give us back Gotrek. But probably Gotrek not even exists yet. So this is Hammerer. So one of our dead star potential. And Iron Breakers, also a very solid core unit. Or probably this is under special. And this is, they not only go in defense, they also can do quite a punch. Then it's technically Iron Drags. Finally we have our Oval Flamethrower. Then we have Minus, which is actually our scout that can just pop from nowhere and maybe to hunt the artillery. Then this is the normal Slayers. Then we also have Gyro Chopper, Gyro Bomber, and Bot Thrower Cannon. This is more on this. I start to slightly go faster to glance through. So next we can have to look through is technically Empire. So Empire of Man. So finally here also show you when you build army what you should look out and what you can expect. Then here show the stat of commanders and also the Empire Wizard. Master of Knightly Order. Okay, so do we have even a special faction for Knightly Order? So far, I think this is more for the champion. We have Witch Hunters. So technically Warrior Priest of Uruk. engineers and character mount. Of course, same, there's a lot of range of flexibility that you can build your hero. Pegasus, Demigriffs, Empire State Troop, Free Company, Missile Troops, Archers, Regiments, Great Sword, Pistoler, Outrider, Inner Circle Knights, Empire Knight. So I believe this is future you can do your modification, because I remember last time there's a few nice knightly order, but in here they did not really specify it, so but it's okay. So far we can always do your own fluff in your army, and you just make sure the rules is clear to your rivals. I mean rivals are your opponents, then should be fine. And here is more. So next we can go through is technically Bretonnia. So here also will show you all here. I realized that now I can't quite understand. So now this is probably very basic. Technically show you the standard lot. It's no name hero. You have no really fancy things. So they actually kind of expect you, if you want to play name hero or specific characters, you always need to get the Arcane book or technically their focus, so you can get those special hero rules. So here you can see also mainly all basic units and all their stats. So this is technically mainly all Bretonnians. I have a quick glance through. Oh, so here also we have finally a lens formation. Lens formation, you can do it this way, or you also can do it this way. So technically mostly it's on a triangle style. Then finally we have reached to the Wood Elf. Wood Elf also has a huge potential in the future. I can start to play also. This is lots of artillery, lots of cool characters. So we have, oh, they even have great stack. So actually in future we might expect they can came up some new model for great stack, even a unicorn. Then Archers, Eternal Guard, Wildwood Rangers, Wave Watcher, Sister of Tone, Warhawk Rider finally is coming back. We are very happy with it. So Great Eagle, Forest Dragon, Tree Man, and of course those others things we can come and look through. So now finally we come to High Elf. So I believe most people, if you guys still have Isle of Blood, you guys should have a really cool range of High Elf. So it's a time for us to shine. So High Elf Lords and Mage, Dragon Mages, Handmaiden of Ever Queen, and those is all a bunch of elite unit we can look through. So this is, again, this is all actually quite generic basic units, so it just gives you a rough idea. I believe in future we also need to wait for the Arcane book if you want to play those legend heroes and those heroes that we familiar and like to see how they bring glory. So overall this is technically the Forces of Fantasy. It's really cool. And now if you guys want to play the one of those 5 armies, you guys can really consider take it. As from what I see, actually it's quite essential. So now this is for Ravening Hordes. So Ravening Hordes, of course, is our focus maybe on our armies, especially like Tomb Kings and everything. So here also we have a quick look through. So starting we have technically Orcs and Goblin. So here you can see the green skin. If you guys want to play and build green skin, and probably you guys can always come back to show back all the main units and also characters, and also the special mount you guys could upgrade. And this is all the option you guys can check out. It's quite interesting. They even can bring giants with you guys for green skin. Technically all your old models is back and now they can shine again. So even now you can have a swarm of trolls. This is, I believe this is actually an old design method, but of course if you guys like to get the new
Git's version of Trolls. I'm pretty sure they also match quite well as the size. So finally, Warrior of Chaos. Arcane is not born yet, sadly, but here we also can refer. Probably can see those brand new heroes or those really cool champions we might can use. So here you can see there's a variant. Just a quick glance through first so we can have a look. So this is a magic item. We actually have technically 5 god. Technically one is undivided, others is all the 4 main gods. Then this is a show of all others Chaos Warrior. Oh, Beastman. So I have a very nice friend that they also want to start a Beastman. This is going to be he's quite happy that at least they get men into main focus into develop. So, and I hope they also may be able to try in under Mala, because in old days when the Mala followers, there's a lot of Beastman miniatures. Not Mizan miniatures, I mean the art using Beastman. So I hope they also may consider to explore through that direction. They also have Dragon Augurs, those fancy monsters, Gorgons, and even more. So this is the Beastman and the lore. So now finally we have our proud Tomb King. So Tomb King here, they show you the army composition and the rules. This is the heroes, Royal Heralds, Lich Priest, Necrotech, character mouse option, Tomb Guard, Skeleton Warrior, Skeleton Archers, Usati, Tomb Swarm, Skeleton Horseman, Skeleton Horseman Archers, Necropolis Knight, Stalkers, Skeleton Chariots, our Bone Dragon, Necrolife, and also Khemri Warframes, our Scorpions, our Colossus. I'm still waiting they create an actual model for Colossus. It's going to be really fun. And Necrofinks, Screaming Skull Catapult, Casket of Soul, and then this is the magic item we can use for Tomb Kings. So this is the Tomb King special rules, and pretty much this is the lore and the end of it, and this is the beautiful art that we can see all under the Tomb King updates. So here also BSB and also our casket, and the brand new characters of technically the dragon. So lastly, and page also is coming with the handbook. So with this is technically overview for the forces of good and bad and the Wearing Hordes. So now technically they actually just string it into a 2-book instead of the old fantasy, because back in old fantasy I have almost a full pretty much a full collection of the whole old world. So sorry. So of course maybe one day I also can do a quick comparison. So now technically they just almost have 9 armies in under focus, so they just make all this just string into 2 main book. But of course it's just they want to do it mainly in like a more general focus. So if you want characters or those high lord stats, you still need to get through the Arcane book. So now this time let's get through and let's check out the Arcane books. So for Arcane book now, they have also 2. So if you guys into Tomb King or even Bretonnia, because I just nice have both army, so I also get through and hope we can play. The main reason why I get Tomb King is of course with the obvious reason, because I like to play with Cetra. So to able to use Cetra, I have to get Arcane book, and here we can see the content. So technically the content here, if we want to use technically, you can see those are hero. This is our Cetra rules, and you can see those others technically maybe a special unit rules they can use that only found in this Arcane. So of course there's more artwork introducing of the lore, tell you a little backstories also. And here they show you some uniforms colors preference to you, which you can may do reference when you do your painting. They show you an artwork of the dragon, So here also is more like I believe this is more like how the uniform is. They show you the color scheme you can use. And then finally they introduce your characters' laws. Here is technically our Cetra. Then they also tell you more on some backstories, because always laws give flavors and also give characters more believing backstories, and you'll be more like it. So here is also show you more on those scenarios that you can do to play. Then more artwork. This is a very cool color scheme for you to consider to paint on. And this, they show you here how you can paint your characters and so. And so here they also introduce on the shields and also those slogans how you may pen them. And then this is technically an army composition for you to use Cetra Legion or technically a normal Tomb King. Then army of priests. Then here, actually, to be frank, I actually quite happy that they just not just give you the special hero, they actually give you the uniforms color scheme to this. Oh, they even have Prince Aforas, and we also have the miniatures, and finally he's coming back and we can play. Then I did not see Khalida yet, maybe behind later we could have. So this is a Necrotech. Then this is other carries unit. Oh, it's actually quite surprised. Khalida is not within here. It's possible they accidentally miss out Khalida. Oh yes, I don't see Khalida at all. Oh, that is what a shame. Oh, damn sad. Khalida have no rules at the moment. Probably you can just use it as a normal priest or maybe another character's Necrotech. So now let's come to Arcane Journal Kingdom of Bretonnia. So Arcane Journal Kingdom, because we know Leon is not born yet. So here they introduce maybe some other characters we could check out. So here, of course, behind there's more laws. They tell you some backstories for the Bretonnian. So they show you, okay, this is, at least I'm happy that they show you some preference on the shield that you can paint your knights. So for the color scheme of chivalry, they also tell you that this is a few concepts we may try, and also tell you in the uniform of colors. So this is tell you more backstories of the law and how they get through. This is so another technically a scenario you can try and play. So here they give you some pictures or to show you if you can play and reference to paint them. BSP on foot and all these are the new miniatures. I believe this is the rules, also want to focus on them. Have more designs in terms of the shield, so it's also good. So here we have more uniform suggestion for the heroes. Then here is technically the special unit characters, especially the Green Knight. This is a Rim Slayer. I believe he's technically like a Dragon Slayer. Technically this is what we have our Lady. And Outcast Wizard, Yeoman's Guard, and now this is all probably the special unit. So here also there's maybe some extra special weapon you guys may can reference, and this you guys can refer also. So in the end, this is also Arcane book. So that's all for the book review.
So after we look through the content of the new starter set of box, actually to be frank, for GW actually what they did actually to be frank is quite not bad. Although the starting price I know it may be quite heavy for those new starters, but especially for old collectors, old players for us, actually the price is actually, to be honest, can say is quite fair. So we can review back in actually an old Battle Force, because I also have old Battle Force of Tomb King. So we look back in old Battle Force Tomb King. In old days, we actually also get quite similar. So we actually have 3 chariots, we have 8 archers. We have, if I'm not mistaken, this is just 20. Okay, we have 24 warriors, and we have 16 archers. We have 3 chariots, and of course, lastly, we also have another 8 more archers on mount. So if you look back into the new box that now what we get is actually close to twice the amount of core unit. Of course, the chariot is still 3. But our warriors is actually from 24 straight away go to 40. It's almost twice the amount. So for archers, so from 16 archers to 32. So overall, I believe even the old days when we get a better force box, price of course. So for in Malaysia, almost like 400 ringgit. For now, our box is a profit in Malaysia is 1080, I think, approximate that. So technically, you can imagine just the amount of the coin is just times 2. And now this time we even have a zombie dragon. So we know that's like GW style zombie dragon or those big units is easily probably 400 to 500. So you can expect that this box at least has 25% discount or rebate on the value. And also this time they also include a core rulebook. So in the old battalion, there's no rulebook. You have to buy it separately. A rulebook maybe cost you probably around 100 ringgit. Now I'm still not sure about the retail of the core rulebook because I straight get started. But if you want to get the supplemental book or even the army focus, here in Malaysia for Arcane book is around 100 ringgit. Ravening Horde technically get you a rulebook for 4 units. I mean 4 army for represent the bad guy. This is around 185. So for the rulebook wise, is of course is slightly more expensive to get in entry. But if you guys is more active in the hobby, you guys not just playing Tomb King, in the way it's still more with it. So in future, once actually you get this book, I believe it's a bit like Horus Heresy. So we only have a good guy and bad guy. Then others, all the special faction, we can get the Arcane book. Thanks God, Arcane book is not too costly. It's just cost around 100 ringgit. So if you guys get with your retail shop, usually you have your membership discount, another 10 to 20%, depends on what shop you go. So finally, come back to the age of fantasy. So we is very happy to see again, and we can expect more all those classic models back on the shelf. So especially your collectors or really the fans for Square Base, this is the time to get in back to hobby, and also finally you can also get those collections that you missed. And thanks God, GW come back in metal also. So we really welcome everyone back to Square Base, and I'm really happy with it. So I hope you like this whole content, and if you like to check out more, please feel free to support this channel and to click the like button and subscribe. And that's all for today. See ya.